Madison, is your daughter going to college this year?
Yes, Sarah just graduated high school and she's starting college next month.
Unbelievable. And you didn't think to tell me that yourself?
I'm sorry, David told me he had already mentioned it to you, so I assumed you knew.
When it comes to things involving children, especially milestones like college, the mother should be the one to reach out. That's just common courtesy. Or is that not how things are done anymore? I guess people like you prefer to text or post it online for the world before informing family.
I apologize, truly. I didn't mean to leave you out.
It's just sad, really, that my son married someone so inadequate. I warned him, you know. I told him there was someone better out there. Someone who would actually care about keeping the family informed and involved. Your whole side of the family only bothers to show up on New Year's Day, and even then it's just to say hi at the front door. No real effort, no real manners. Meanwhile, David's younger brother, he turned out so well. Thoughtful, accomplished, and his wife, utterly flawless. She knows how to treat people with respect.
I've always felt like I'd be intruding if I tried to stop by uninvited, and I've gotten the sense that you're not really comfortable having people over, especially me and Sarah.
Oh, please, I love having guests over. I just like to be selective about who I welcome into my home. David's brother's wife, she's a delight. We even have tea together sometimes. But you and Sarah, well, let's just say neither of you seem to appreciate a good cup of tea. Still, there are times I could use help with some heavy lifting around the house. You'd be welcome then.
I see.
That should have been, of course, I'll come help right away. I've lost my husband. Both my sons are grown and living their own lives. I'm alone now. I go through a lot on my own. Family is supposed to step in during times like these. That's what family means, being there for each other.
You're right. I'll be more mindful going forward.
Well, whatever. Let's change the subject. One of our relatives is starting college this year, too. We're hosting a celebration at my place to honor her. You and Sarah need to come.
Really? Are you sure you want us there?
Of course, though I might ask you to help serve food or clean up here and there. But yes, you should absolutely be there. I'm preparing a lot of dishes and there'll be plenty of gifts, too.
All right, I'll talk to David and see if that works for us.
Make sure it does, and get back to me soon.
Hey, David, can we talk for a minute?
Of course. What's going on? Wait, is this about my mom?
Yeah, it is. She messaged me earlier. She wants us, me and Sarah, to go to her house for a college entrance celebration. One for Sarah and that cousin of yours. It just surprised me. She's never even wanted me inside her home before. She used to glare just when I came near the front door.
Yeah, that sounds like her. She's always been cold toward you. No matter how many times I told her to stop, she never listened. She's always put my younger brother on a pedestal because he got into a top company. Me? I was just a disappointment to her after that. That's why I've tried to limit contact. Just that one polite visit around New Year's, and that's it. So what the hell is this about now? Don't tell me she suddenly had a change of heart.
She also said she wants me to start coming around regularly to help with physical chores around the house.
You've got to be kidding me! What does she think we are, her personal moving crew?
Look, I get that it's been hard for her. She lost her husband young, and you were still in school at the time. And wasn't the insurance money tied up in some kind of fraud case?
Yeah, someone must have found out she was getting a big payout and scammed her. She's always been too trusting. No matter how much I warned her, she never took me seriously. And get this, she's still in contact with my ex.
What?
Yeah, apparently they're still friends. When I told her that made me uncomfortable, she just brushed it off, said it was her life and she could be friends with whoever she wanted. It's like she wanted me to marry that woman.
That part she's definitely made clear. It's obvious she still wishes you'd chosen her over me.
It's exhausting. That woman was nothing but toxic. I've told my mom I want nothing to do with her, but she doesn't care. And Madison, the way you've kept helping her with those monthly transfers, even though she barely acknowledges you, I don't think you should do it anymore. In fact, I think it's time we cut ties. You and Sarah are what matter most to me. I'm not gonna stand by while either of you gets disrespected like this.
Thank you. Honestly, I was thinking the same thing. Maybe it's time we stopped showing up there altogether. But I still want to go to the entrance celebration. Not for her, but just to mark a clean break.
If that's how you feel, I support you. I'll stand by whatever you decide.
Thanks, David. Really.
Oh, come on. Why did you just walk away in the middle of the conversation? It's basic manners to stay and listen until the end. Didn't your parents teach you that? Then again, I suppose they were the hands-off, neglectful type. Poor thing. No wonder you turned out this way.
No, what's truly lacking here is your sense of decency.
Excuse me? I was simply trying to help you understand your place. You have no real education, grew up dirt poor in a single-parent household, and somehow managed to raise a daughter just as dense as you are. Why would I give Sarah a college gift? What's the point? She'll probably drop out within a year and wind up a jobless burden like you. Total waste.
You're seriously going to give a college gift to your cousin's kid but completely ignore Sarah? And not just ignore her, but insult her too? Do you even realize how much you've hurt her? She was so excited about this new chapter in her life, and now she's sitting in her room crying because her own grandmother can't even be civil, let alone kind. Until now, I've put up with all your backhanded comments and snide remarks because they were directed at me, but dragging Sarah into it, that's a new low.
Oh, please. Maybe if you had any self-awareness at all, we wouldn't be here. David was already the lesser of my two sons. And then he marries you? Someone even more disappointing. What did you expect?
Is that why you invited his ex to the celebration?
Yes, as a matter of fact. I wanted David to reflect on what he could have had. She's one of my closest friends and someone with real class. I thought maybe he'd finally wake up and realize he made a huge mistake marrying you. Face it, Madison, you don't belong here. You never did.
I don't know how you say these things and still think of yourself as a good person. None of this is normal. It's cruel. You've gone out of your way to make me and Sarah feel unwanted. And for what? Power? Ego? I'm done trying to rationalize it. And frankly, I'm done trying to keep the peace.
Oh, shut up already. If you're so upset, why don't you send me a real monthly allowance? Your broke little family has done nothing but drain resources.
Is $1,000 a month not real enough for you?
What are you talking about? It's David's brother who sends real money. As for you two, I don't recall getting anything worthwhile.
Really? Then fine. We'll stop sending anything from now on. Completely.
Good. Do whatever you want. I don't need you. In fact, let's just cut ties altogether. You hear me? I'm disowning you. You're nothing to me now.
That's fine. Do what you need to do. But just know this, I will never forgive you. Not for the way you treated Sarah, not for how you've tried to tear our family apart.
Madison, we need to talk.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to block your number.
Excuse me? Don't walk away from this. Is that how a daughter-in-law is supposed to behave?
A daughter-in-law? You've never once treated me like family. You've made it very clear over the years that you never accepted me. So don't throw around the daughter-in-law label now just because it's suddenly convenient for you.
Well, aren't you snippy today? You used to be a lot more agreeable. What happened to that obedient little act?
I stopped pretending for the sake of someone who clearly doesn't respect me. It's funny you talk about self-awareness so much, considering you seem to have none yourself.
Okay, that's enough with the sarcasm. I'm just trying to get some clarity here. Now tell me, were you and David really the ones sending me that $1,000 every month? Because I've checked my bank statements, and there's nothing showing up. No deposits from you.
You might want to actually check your passbook or account history properly. We were the ones sending you that money every single month. David's brother and his wife haven't sent you anything, not once. So I'm curious, where did you even get the idea that they were the ones supporting you?
Well, I just assumed. I mean, they do work for a big-name company. David's brother makes more than he does, right? So I thought maybe they were sending money under David's name, just to keep up appearances. You know, to protect his pride. I figured it was a sweet gesture. A little roundabout, but noble.
That's quite the theory, but it's just a fantasy. Yes, your younger son works at a major corporation, but he's been dealing with serious health issues. He was out of work for a long time, and he only recently returned. He's been passed over for promotions and earns less than his peers. His wife works part-time, and while they don't have kids, they're not exactly rolling in disposable income.
I heard something about that, but I figured big companies pay well even without promotions. I assumed they'd still have extra money.
David, on the other hand, works for a smaller company, but he's a department head. And I run my own business. It started as freelance work, but now it's a company. So yes, we can afford to support someone, which we did for years.
Oh, please. A small business is barely a step above a hobby. You act like you're some CEO or something.
Call it what you like, but my income is comparable to David's. Together, we made sure you had that $1,000 every month. And with your husband's pension added in, you were able to live comfortably despite not working.
Wait, so it really was you two? Well, I guess I owe you an apology for the mix-up. But now that we've cleared that up, do you think you could maybe resume the payments? To be honest, I haven't worked in quite some time. I got used to relying on the pension and your support. I just assumed it would continue indefinitely.
I see. Well then, let me make it absolutely clear. We will not be sending you any more money. Not now, not ever again.
What? Why? Just because of a little misunderstanding?
No, Christine, not just because of the misunderstanding. You insulted our daughter. You humiliated Sarah in the cruelest way imaginable. You said things no decent human being would say to family, and we never got an apology for that. So no, this isn't about bank statements. This is about dignity and decency, things you apparently have no grasp of.
You're still going on about that? Ugh, you really love to hold a grudge. Let it go already. You're such a bitter woman. Forget it. I'll just ask David directly. Honestly, maybe growing up in a single-parent home without a real mother figure made you emotionally stunted. That's the only explanation I can think of.
Wow, you are absolutely unbelievable. I honestly didn't think you could sink any lower, but here we are. You know what, Christine? That's a line you're going to regret crossing. I may eventually forget the details of this conversation, but I will never forget what you just said. Ever.
Let me start by saying this up front. I'm not giving you another cent.
Excuse me? I haven't even said anything yet. What kind of son refuses to listen to his own mother? At least have the decency to hear me out before making a decision.
Do you even have anything else to say that isn't about money? Because if not, then I'm not wasting more of my time. Also, do you even realize what you said to Madison? You humiliated my wife again, and I'm done pretending like that's okay. Honestly, being born to you is starting to feel like a life sentence. I'm ashamed to admit you're my mother.
What the hell is that supposed to mean? Now I'm you instead of Mom? How dare you speak to me that way? I'm your mother. You may not like me, but I raised you. I can't believe the difference between you and your brother. I really can't. This is her doing, isn't it? It's Madison. If you hadn't broken up with Sienna, you would have turned out a respectable man. But no, you had to marry that woman. And now look at you.
Sienna? Seriously? You're still pushing that fantasy after all these years? I told you 1,000 times she wasn't who you thought she was. I dated her in college. I know exactly what she's like, and she was toxic. But you treated her like some kind of saint.
Because she was. She's beautiful, well-spoken, polite, and so considerate, unlike the woman you married. Even after you dumped her, she still wanted to keep in touch with the family. She said she still wanted to stay close and be a part of our lives. When I invite her over for coffee or tea, she actually shows up with a smile. Tell me, David, what other woman has such a warm heart? Why wouldn't I want you to end up with someone like her?
Because she's a liar, Mom, and a manipulator. She borrowed money from people left and right, never paid them back, and always had some sob story ready. I never gave her cash, but you better believe she bled me dry in other ways. She loved expensive gifts. I worked 2 part-time jobs just to buy her things that made her happy, until I found out she was reselling half of them behind my back. That's when I ended it. And I told you all of this back then. Don't pretend like this is news.
Yes, she told me that story. She said she was going through a hard time financially and had to sell a few things just to pay rent. She felt terrible about it.
Exactly. She always had a justification, always a sob story to explain away everything. And the worst part is you believed her over your own son. You're so quick to excuse someone else's lies, yet you're never willing to look at your own behavior.
That's not fair. She's a good person. You just misunderstood her.
Let me ask you something. Remember how you told me you got scammed after Dad's insurance payout? You lost most of it to a shady investment opportunity? Did you, by any chance, tell Sienna about the insurance money?
Of course I did. Why wouldn't I? She's a friend. Sure, maybe I shouldn't have told anyone, but Sienna's not just anybody. She said she wanted to help me grow the money. Then someone she introduced me to pitched a fund and, well, we know how that turned out.
Unbelievable. You still don't get it, do you? That whole situation? That wasn't some random coincidence. She fed that info to someone and they cleaned you out. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if she was getting a cut from it. But you don't want to believe that because it's easier to hold on to your fantasy of who she is.
How dare you accuse her of that? even if it were true, it doesn't excuse what you've done. You chose Madison over your family, over a future with someone who actually had class. Madison is plain. Her background is unimpressive. She couldn't even get a real job. She was freelancing like some kind of bum. And now she starts some little business and acts like she's better than everyone. Don't even get me started on her daughter. That girl's probably going to end up just as average.
Stop! Just stop! Your version of normal and successful is so outdated, it's laughable! You judge people based on appearances, on social status, on whether or not they go to the right parties or wear the right clothes. Madison is smart, resilient, and kind. She built her business from nothing. And Sarah, she's everything I hoped my daughter would be. Strong, confident, and passionate. They don't need to impress you, and they sure as hell won't be shamed by you.
Oh, so now I'm the bad guy for having standards?
No, you're the bad guy because you've gone out of your way to make the people I love feel small. You've insulted Madison since day one, and now you've started going after Sarah, too. When Dad passed, I told Madison I wanted to support you out of respect for him. And you know what? She agreed. She even offered to send money from her own business to help you get by. But now, that ends permanently. You've burned every bridge.
Fine, I don't need you. I'll ask your brother and his wife instead. They care about me. They'll support me if you won't. I'm cutting you off from this family. You hear me? You're no son of mine anymore.
Good! I hope you meant that because I won't be taking it back. You made your choice. Enjoy the company of the people who care about you. Just remember, they're not the ones who paid your rent for the last 3 years.
Don't you dare talk down to me like that.
Then don't ever contact me again.
Christine, is there something you need? A neighbor reported a suspicious person loitering outside our house. They described what the person looked like and what they were doing, and from the sound of it, I figured it was you.
So, you finally unblocked me! You have no idea how difficult it's been trying to get in touch with you. You blocked my number, ignored every attempt I made. I was desperate. I kept waiting in front of your house, hoping to catch you coming or going. Some random woman even questioned me like I was some kind of criminal. I told her I was family, but she didn't believe me. It was humiliating.
You were loitering, and even now you're not actually explaining why you were here. If you're just going to show up unannounced again, let me make it clear. It's not welcome.
Okay, just let me explain. So, for the last 6 months or so, your brother-in-law and his wife have been sending me some financial help. But last month, they stopped. I asked if they could increase the amount just a little, and they snapped. He said something about trying to take responsibility for the financial strain he'd already caused you and David, and how he just couldn't do it anymore. Now they've completely cut me off.
Honestly, you're lucky they helped you at all. 6 months of support is more than most people would offer, considering the way you've treated all of us. But you're not elderly. You're still perfectly capable of working. Maybe it's time you started looking for a job again.
Wait, just hold on. Can't you just listen for a second? Please. The truth is, I have absolutely no money left. Not a single dollar.
Let me guess. Another scam? Or did you burn through it all again?
No, it's not like that this time. I thought maybe I could grow my money. So, I tried playing some slot machines.
Excuse me? You lost all your money gambling?
It wasn't just gambling. I followed a strategy, something Sienna gave me, a slots winning guide. She said it worked like magic. So I went in, lost a little, thought I could win it back, and, well, I just kept going. Before I knew it, all the money was gone, even my grocery budget. I'm literally out of food. But it's okay, because I know the next time I play, I'll win it all back. That's why I'm asking. Just a small loan. I'll pay it back double, I swear. I just need one more shot.
You're unbelievable. You want me to lend you money so you can gamble it? That's not help. That's enabling an addiction. And Sienna, David's ex, is the one you're listening to? Again?
She's my friend. She gave me advice and tried to help.
She's the same person who manipulated you, undermined your son's marriage, and humiliated your granddaughter. You're still clinging to her advice? No, I said it before, and I'll say it again. We're never sending you money again, and we are absolutely not lending you anything.
I can't believe how petty you are, still holding a grudge like a child. But I heard Sarah's doing quite well for herself now. She started some kind of student-run business, right? She's even been featured online. Sounds like there's plenty of money in your household now. Surely you could spare a little. Even some religions say those with abundance should help the less fortunate. I'm apologizing, okay? Isn't that enough? Or if money's too sensitive, I could give you the guide Sienna gave me. It's supposed to be exclusive, only available to a select few.
You've always had a way of twisting reality to suit yourself. You cherry-pick what's convenient and ignore everything else. It's disgusting.
That's not fair. I came to you humbly, admitted I was wrong, and tried to show compassion. And you throw it back in my face?
You're only apologizing now because you're out of options. But where was that humility when you insulted Sarah? Where was your compassion when you told her she was too stupid for college and that she didn't deserve a gift like her cousin? You said she'd drop out and become a burden. How do you think that made her feel?
I was emotional. We both said things we didn't mean.
That's not good enough. You said we were cut off. You said you wanted nothing to do with us. And I said I would never forgive you. I meant it.
Don't say that, please. I don't even have food in the house. Everyone's abandoned me, my extended family, as well as your brother-in-law and his wife. I tried reaching out to Sienna, too, but she won't answer my calls or texts anymore.
Well, that makes sense.
What do you mean?
You didn't hear? She was arrested. Fraud charges. It's all over the news. Apparently, that winning guide she sold you was part of a larger scam operation. She conned dozens of people.
No, that can't be. She's my friend.
Then maybe it's time you finally opened your eyes. You've alienated your family, hurt your granddaughter, and thrown your loyalty behind someone who is literally running a criminal scheme. That's the reality you're living in. And frankly, you made that reality. You are where you are because of your own decisions.
I didn't know. I thought she was helping me. I didn't know I was being used.
Now you do. And if you're looking for sympathy, you won't find it here. You've spent years treating me like I was disposable, like Sarah was disposable. I lost both my parents when I was young, Christine. So when I married David, I thought maybe, just maybe, I could finally be part of a family again. Even if you didn't like me, I still wanted to be there for you. I hoped that over time you might see that I was worth your kindness, but you never did. You used me when it was convenient, then discarded me whenever I didn't play along. You did the same to your own son and to your granddaughter. People like that aren't family. They're strangers.
Please, don't do this. I've made mistakes, but I don't have anyone else now. I have nothing.
Then figure it out. Like the rest of us had to. You always said we weren't your real family, so now it's time to act like it. Good luck. You're on your own.
Sorry I'm getting home late again. Work ran longer than I thought. Have you heard anything from her since then?
No, nothing yet. Honestly, I think she might be in shock. Maybe just sitting there, completely spaced out.
That wouldn't surprise me. You know how my mom is. Whenever she goes through something emotionally intense, she shuts down and ends up bedridden. She's always been like that. And that guy getting arrested? I saw it on the news too. Apparently he was selling those guaranteed slot strategy books, charging $500 per copy. Can you believe that?
$500 for one book? That's not a strategy guide. That's a scam wrapped in a gold-plated lie. What kind of book costs that much unless it's some ultra-specialized textbook? And even then, it's ridiculous. But honestly, I'm not even surprised. She only ever hears what she wants to hear. She filters out everything that doesn't match her own narrative. If someone gives her advice that aligns with her delusions, she'll believe it without question. But when people try to help her with real advice, she ignores them.
Exactly. She's so stuck in her own world that she never stops to question whether she's being taken advantage of. But even so, that doesn't excuse the way she's treated you or Sarah, judging you the moment she met you, criticizing our marriage. And let's not forget how cold she's always been towards Sarah, like she wasn't even part of the family. At the end of the day, this whole situation feels like a consequence of her own choices. She pushed people away, and now it's come full circle.
Yeah, I guess when you burn every bridge, eventually you're the one standing alone in the smoke. It's just sad, but also infuriating, because we tried. We really did try to be there for her.
That's why I admire people like you, and Sarah, too. People who don't just coast through life making excuses, but instead choose how to act and take responsibility for their lives. You both think for yourselves, make decisions, and follow through. That kind of strength deserves respect.
Thank you. That really means a lot coming from you. And I want you to know, I trust you with everything. You stood by me and Sarah through everything. You've protected us, supported us, and loved us. Even when things got ugly with your mom, there's no one else I'd want by my side.
Of course, you and Sarah are my family, and nothing will ever matter more to me than the two of you.
Christine was completely shocked when she realized that she had been deceived by David's ex for so many years. It was a revelation that left her utterly devastated, and for a long while, she couldn't recover from the emotional impact. To find out that the person she had trusted, the one she had believed in, had been manipulating her all along, was a blow she hadn't been prepared for. It's hard to imagine how such a realization could shake someone to their core, but it did, and Christine struggled to come to terms with it. Now, things have only gotten worse for her. She finds herself alienated from everyone around her. All the people who were once a part of her life have grown weary of her, and the relationships she once had have completely fallen apart. Christine has been cut off from those who might have been able to offer her some support. And she's left to face the consequences of her actions alone. This sense of isolation has been difficult for her to bear. It's clear that she is struggling to find a way to cope with the loss of not only the truth about David's ex, but also the loss of any meaningful connections with others. Financially, Christine is also in a precarious situation. The survivor's pension she receives isn't enough to cover her living expenses, so she's been forced to take on multiple part-time jobs just to get by. The physical toll this has taken on her is evident. She constantly battles with back pain, a constant reminder of the strain she's putting on her body. It seems like every day is a new challenge for Christine, one that she is constantly fighting just to maintain some semblance of normalcy. Above all, it's the loneliness that seems to be the hardest for Christine to bear. She's living in a world of isolation, with no one left to turn to. The silence in her life is deafening, and there's no one to share her burdens with. I've heard Sarah say, if we meet again, it'll probably be at her funeral. and I too believe that it may be the only time we'll see Christine again. It's a sad thought, but given how things have turned out, I don't know how much longer she will be able to endure the weight of her own choices. I understand the desire to believe in something, to hold on to a version of reality that makes us feel safe. It's natural to want to hear only what we want to hear, to embrace the things that give us comfort. But in Christine's case, her refusal to see the truth and her blind trust in the wrong people have led her down a path of destruction. By shutting out those who try to help and by disregarding the warnings of others, she has lost the trust of those around her. It's a painful lesson, one that I can't help but feel sorry for her about. Christine has become a cautionary tale for me. She has shown me just how easily trust can be broken and how difficult it can be to regain what's been lost. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. I want to prioritize my family, to cherish the relationships I have with the people who truly care for me. Watching her go through all of this has made me realize how important it is to nurture the bonds I have with my loved ones, and how easily those bonds can be broken if I'm not careful. Above all, I want to make sure that I don't end up like Christine, who is now all isolated, struggling, and bitter. I want to focus on the people who support me, on the relationships that matter. Christine's situation is a harsh reminder that we should never take the people in our lives for granted. Life can change in an instant, and the people we trust can turn out to be the ones who hurt us the most. That's why I want to hold my family close, to support each other and always remember the importance of the connections we share. In the end, I believe that family is the most important thing we have. No matter how hard life gets or how many obstacles we face, it's our family that we can rely on to get us through. I've learned that the bonds of family are stronger than any deception or betrayal, and that supporting each other through thick and thin is what truly matters. I want to believe in my family and trust that we can always be there for each other, no matter what. Christine's story has taught me to be cautious, to not take the trust of those around me for granted, and to always remember that the relationships we build are fragile. But it's also taught me that no matter how far we fall, we can always choose to rebuild. I hope Christine finds the strength to do so, though I'm not sure how or when that will happen. For now, I'll focus on the love and support that surrounds me and continue to build the life that I want with the people I trust the most.